Sonic Underground Episode 4, Wedding Bell Blues. Who could possibly be getting married? I was reminded of that episode of Archie Sonic where Sally and Sonic pretended to get married in a play. I don't like the idea of Sonic being a future king, and that's what Sonic's mom is implying in the narration. It should really be Sonia, she's the responsible one. Manic briefly steals from a chili dog stand, and Sonia says it's gross, calling her siblings low class for eating chili dogs? Why does it... Sonic then tells Manic to put back what he stole, and a message from Eggman says that tomorrow he'll be married to someone named Queen Alina. He also says that because he's generous, he'll even allow music to be played at the event. And he implies that he doesn't like music in general. What is it with this franchise and having Robotnik be against all music? That's stupid. I assume he's just lying to lure the heroes into a trap because for all they know, their mother could be at the wedding. I like that Robotnik complains about how expensive the bogus wedding is. I don't think they need to give the game away that fast by having a villain scene about it. But I guess they couldn't think of any other way to pad out the episode. A rich snob fortunately recognizes Sonia in her stupid disguise and lets her in through the gate. Good, because I was pissed at seeing the heroes dressed up in stupid disguises and I was dreading the idea. The rich snob annoys Sonic by being snobbish to Sonia's siblings. For some stupid reason, Sonic wasn't recognized in his disguise right away when I assumed he was, and he only got recognized after he took off his fake mustache. And yet Sonia was recognized in the disguise. That's really stupid. They could have easily gone without him saying Sonic. I mean, who did he think she was spending time with? Sonic lectures Manic about stealing valuables from the mansion, and then he has to catch the given back stuff because it's thrown upwards. It's weird that it's Sonic self-righteously lecturing Manic about stealing all the time, and not just Sonia, the only one suited for the role. I think these guys have every right to steal in their situation since they're not able to have paying jobs. Sonic should at least explain himself with a practical reason, like, if we steal all the time, then we'll look bad because we're supposed to be heroes, and yet the people will just see us as criminals. And that's gonna follow us even after Robotnik is taken down. But he doesn't say that.
Excuse me, Manic, but you've just entered a no-shopping zone. Toss!
The bounty hunters show up, wanting the rich snob to pay tribute, and for some reason they don't immediately recognize the heroes in their disguises. That's extremely stupid, and I can't believe the show, with its darker, more serious tone, had the nerve to do this. Was this supposed to be funny? I hope this isn't a regular event. The bounty hunters walk away because of the rich snob, and Sonic says he's not half bad because of it. Then the heroes, in even stupider disguises, because they don't even have mustaches, leave a vehicle, and then Sonia tells a robot servant to leave. So, there are robot servants for people other than Robotnik? Sonic opens something making violins fall, and the heroes use their medallions. After a song, Sonia asks Sonic if anyone saw him, and it turns out he was seen in his blue blur by the camera footage. Again with a Sonic Hedgehog. I can't take Robotnik seriously with that voice. Sonia is handed a paper by a robot saying no more rock music. Manic leans on something and opens up a secret passageway, and him and Sonic act as if Manic did it on purpose when he had no way of knowing it would be there. How many secret passageways are there in buildings? Sonia spins around and magically warps a dress to her. I guess I can pretend that stupid idiocy is because of the magic in her medallion, but they should have had her medallion glow then. A robot picks up something left behind by the heroes, and a wolf bounty hunter comes up with a trap for the heroes, something that they can't resist. For some reason, the wolf transforms his orange bounty hunter into chili to trick Sonic instead of just having chili there. What if Sonic ate him? You don't want that. I think the orange guy's name is Dingle. Why the hell is Sonic being tricked when he should immediately recognize the wolf bounty hunter on sight? Does he think all wolves look alike? It would have been kinda acceptable if he said, "No, that's my identical twin brother." The guy transforms into a giant Venus flytrap that eats Sonic, and Sonic reluctantly throws away the chili dog. This makes the plant throw him out of his mouth and explode, so I guess the chili dog was poisonous from extremely spicy chemicals in it then, since I can't imagine why the same thing wouldn't happen to Sonic. Why didn't he assume the chili dog would be poisoned since he was being given it from a wolf guy? And how many times does Sonic have free chili dogs? There's too much gullibility in this episode. After Robotnik tries to put on something to squeeze his body fat and the corset gets sent off him, which is very out of place slapstick visual humor for a threatening Robotnik, and you'd think that if Robotnik is so arrogant he wouldn't feel the need to try to look more skinny and would just be confident in the way he looks normally. After that forcedness, the heroes all gather in one place, and for some reason they think that Dingo dressed up like a person with a wedding veil on his head is their mother. I guess they completely forgot what their mother looks like. And they didn't see all of Dingo at that point.
Oh, thank goodness, it's only a trap. A trap?
It was kind of humorous that Sonia was relieved it was only a trap, because she wouldn't want her mother to actually want to marry Robotnik. Dingo is transformed, Sonia is kidnapped, and Sonic asks Manic where the next secret passageway he apparently found is. I wish we had seen Manic find the secret passageway beforehand. Then it would have felt like a Chekhov's gun. The rich snob tells Sonia that her mother's absence has forfeit her right to rule, and Sonia has to take her place as the princess, actually using the fact that she's technically a princess. Robotnik tells Sonia that she may call him Dad. So is the slimy rich snob betraying Sonia? I guess he's scared. A wolf bounty hunter says that Robotnik is soon to be king, and the snob says that the queen has to prove she has not abandoned the throne. Manic sneaks away on his own, making me worry that he'll get kidnapped. He finds a dress and jokes that this is definitely him.
Oh, this is definitely me.
At least he has a sense of humor. He dresses up like a princess and is thrown by some robots, but he's not even trying to have a female voice to fool them. That was easy. He then takes off the crappy princess disguise to get to another place, and he shows up pretending to be the queen with a royal scepter, a cloak, and wait, now that does sound like the queen's voice. Some robots try to shoot lasers at whoever that was, and Sonic rolls Robotnik into a red carpet and kicks him down the stairs like in Adventures of Sonic, rescuing Sonia. This show shouldn't be imitating that show. It doesn't really work for its tone. But it's good to have some lightheartedness, I guess. The heroes run away, the villains gather around what they think is the queen, who just stays there. And oh, the cloak is a dummy in it now. But it didn't before. I'm so confused. Sonia says that Manic did a great job impersonating their mother, and Manic says that he never made that dummy. So it actually was their mother coming to their rescue. I suppose the Orca warped her to safety. So good, she was helpful. Robotnik sends his bounty hunters to the dungeons, as I sincerely wonder why they'll be back the next episode, since I really don't see why they would work as long-staying characters yet instead of having different bounty hunters all the time. It was stupid of Adventures of Sonic Robotnik to keep giving Scratch and Grounder second chances, and it's even more uncharacteristic of this Robotnik to do so for his lackeys, since, like Sadie and Robotnik, he's the ruler of the world in the same threatening position as him, even if he's not nearly as threatening because of his voice. So it kind of feels like the bounty hunters returning in the next episode would only be forced because of meta logic that feels out of place in a show with clear continuity. Okay, I really like that Queen Alina actually came to her kids' rescue, doing something useful. That was a good twist. And that was the only good thing to come out of the fact that there were a billion different disguises used in the episode in a crappy way to try to imitate Adventures of Sonic and have lightheartedness. I don't see why the rich snob needed to be fooled by the disguises of Sonic and Manic, because the plot would have gone the same way if he hadn't believed it. And I was proud of him for not buying Sonia's disguise. And the heroes didn't need to fool any of the robots with the disguises, did they? Couldn't they have just gone to hiding all the time? They should have much better facial recognition than that. Why did Sonic destroy any robots he saw instead of the heroes having stupid disguises out of nowhere? At least the setting was a mansion, so the really rich people disguises could have been found for them there, though it shouldn't have been found off screen. But I don't approve of the first set of disguises coming out of nowhere with no need for them. Sure, Manic is a thief, and that's a perfect in-universe explanation for why they get stuff out of nowhere, Adventures of Sonic. But where exactly did he get them? I didn't see where they came from, so they felt cheap for the heroes to have regardless. I like that Manic is showing character with his kleptomania. It'd be especially good if we got to see Manic sell the stuff he steals to people, and that would be the clever explanation for where the heroes are getting their money from to support themselves, since they need toilet paper and stuff. Though Manic can just steal whatever they need, but his siblings always lecture him about it and tell him to put stuff back, even Sonic, which doesn't work for someone laid back to be self-righteous like that, and without any sort of explanation. And 2, a thief would work better with super speed. But Manic doesn't have it. It's better for him not to have super speed since he's a male hedgehog resembling Sonic in personality, and so he needs to contrast them more. But him getting away with thievery would make much more sense if we saw Sonic helping him with his super speed with the getaways and stuff. And they need to be stealing to explain how they're getting their food and water and toilet paper. Where else would they get it from? So Sonic is always being a hypocrite when he lectures Manic about stealing. Anyways, the big problem I have with this episode is gullibility. I hated Adventures of Sonic for that, and this episode is committing the exact same crime. First, the heroes fall for a very obvious trap instead of ignoring it because of sheer desperation to find their mother again. You'd think Sonia would be smart enough to refuse to show up to the trap and say, "Let's wait a while first, and if she shows up later on her own because she was married to Robotnik, then we'll find her again." Then Sonic takes a chili dog from the wolf bounty hunter that he should recognize on sight by now, with no indication that he thinks all wolves look alike from a lack of exposure to them, so he just looks like an idiot. I guess the chili dog was poisoned since the transformed plant had such a bad reaction to eating it. I wish that was confirmed that Sonic dodged a major bullet by not eating the chili dog, because then the wolf would look even smarter because he had 2 traps in 1. I really love that Dingo had that transforming ability, by the way. Or at least gets transformed by a device. So he could be fired and replaced with someone else and it'd have the same effect. It was a surprising ability, but it's pretty cool. I love the sheer creativity that comes with your villains being able to change into whatever form they need to be. It's like Metamorphia done right, because you see that it's them before they transform every time. Anyways, after the heroes are too gullible, then the people they fool are too gullible because the show rips off Adventures of Sonic by giving the heroes stupid disguises, which most unforgivably of all, wasn't even necessary for the heroes to reach their final destination. And then the heroes actually believed that Dingo was their mother. Although he was at least dressed up in a wedding dress and veil with his back turned to them, and they did see what their mother looked like, because she appeared to them as a hologram earlier. And she looked a lot skinnier than Dingo did. So never mind, there was no justification for them being fooled. And again, that wasn't even necessary for the plot. They could have known it wasn't their mother immediately and cut out some pointless lines. I think Robotnik had a brilliant plot for trying to allure the heroes and the queen to him with a fake wedding that the queen is obligated to show up to. I also like that Sonia welled up with tears when realizing that her real mom saved her. Like she really wanted to be with her again. But I think the road to that trap was bumpy. The episode was trying too hard to be lighthearted by copying Adventures of Sonic. Even giving Robotnik of all people some slapstick that show already used. When the show was doing a perfectly fine job before with lighthearted moments through the character interactions. Mainly with Sonia being a pampered rich girl. She is annoying when she nags, since it seems like she has no reason to do so and is just complaining about Sonic's personality, missing the whole appeal to him. While Sally tends to nag for a good reason more often because she wants Sonic to be safe, and not because she thinks he's annoying in general, like Sonia implies. I still liked getting to see the episode for the first time at least, but the show would be better off trying to be as unlike Adventures of Sonic as possible.